Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I have another tag for you guys. I have been seeing some people doing this do this tag recently, and I really wanted to do it. One person I saw would be Little Book Owl. She just recently did this tag like a week or so ago, and then other people have started to do it. I know this was a tag last year, but they're doing it again this year. It's pretty much a tag I think you could do like every year, and that is the mid-year book freakout tag created by Chammy, I think that's how you say her name, over at Read Like Wildfire, and then Ellie over at Ellie Jane. And then there's 14 questions, and thank you, Little Book Owl, for having the questions down in the description so I don't have to like go out of my way to get those, like writing them down and watching the video. That I've actually had to do quite a few times. So I usually just check the description now to see if anybody actually has the questions down below. So yeah, if you see me looking down a lot, it's because I'm reading the next question. Okay, it's like really hot in my room. It's always hot, and I could put on my air conditioning, but then the noise just gets in the way. I've had to deal with that, and I really don't want to. So yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with that, or I'm gonna have to deal with that. And I have quite a number of books to go through, and yeah, so let's just get started. Again, there are 14 questions, and the first one is best book you've read so far in 2016. So the best book I've read so far in 2016 comes at no surprise, and that is The Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, who is my queen. I swear, I love her. I literally love her. I wish so bad. I just want to meet her so bad. I love her. I love her books. Like, literally, I love them all. I want her to just keep writing everything. Yes, this is the best book I've read so far in 2016. Also, I feel like it's the best book I've read so far in, like, the best book I've read so far in, like, my whole life. It's just, yeah. We're just gonna say that. Best sequel you've read so far in 2016 is number 2, and that, again, I could have went with that one, but I went with Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, which is the sequel to Illuminae. This one that hasn't come out yet. I got an advanced reader's copy at BookCon, so right after I finished Illuminae, I pretty much went right into this, and it's just amazing. I really liked Illuminae, like really liked it, but I loved this one just a little bit more, like a half a star more. I think I gave like Illuminae, oh shoot, I think I gave Illuminae like 4.5, and I gave this one a 5 because it was just so good. I love this book so much, and I cannot wait for the 3rd book, which now I have to wait a whole freaking year. I just want to reread Illuminae and Gemina now. A new release you haven't read yet but want to. I just picked this one up. It just came out, I believe, last week, and I picked it up over the weekend, and that is Land of Stories Book 5, An Author's Odyssey by Chris Colfer. This, again, is the 5th book in the series, and I love this series so much, but I really want to reread the first books, the first 4 in the series before I get to this one. I do remember quite a bit what happened, but I just want to reread them to refresh my mind, because I may remember some things, but there might be other things that I just don't remember. But I really love this series, and I really love Chris Colfer's writing and his use of fairy tales and everything. It's a really gorgeous series, and I highly suggest you pick it up if you haven't. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. There are 2 that I can think of right now. There's quite a bit I know that will be coming out this year or later on this year, but I can't really think of them. There's 2 though I can really think that's been on my mind like for a while now. The first one is coming out, I believe, in like a couple of weeks, August 2nd, and that is The Beauty of Darkness by Mary Pearson. She wrote, or it's the last book in the Revenant Chronicles. I don't remember how to I don't remember exactly what the name of the series is, but the first one is Kiss of Deception, the second one is Heart of Betrayal. Love, love, love that series. And the last one comes out in a couple of weeks, and I really want it so bad. And then the other one that's in my head is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas, the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. Love that series, love her, and I need that book in my hands. That one comes out September 30th, I think. But yeah, that I'm really anticipating as well. There are other ones I know, but I just cannot think of them. So yeah, those are the two that are in my mind all the time. Number 5 is The Biggest Disappointment, and I have 2 for that. And they're the only 2 books that I just did not like throughout the first half of this year. The first one is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. Now, I've done a whole freaking review on this one, explaining why I hate this book. I do not like Mare at all. I liked her in Red Queen. I enjoyed Red Queen. I thought that one was good. It was a good start to the series. This one was awful to me. There's a lot of people that really enjoyed this one, but I just could not get over Mare's attitude at all. I just wanted to literally bash her head into the wall. I just wanted her to shut up. If she had died in this one, I'd be okay with it. I didn't really care for any of the characters, actually. There was only one that I actually cared for. And we should not talk about that, because I'm not happy with what they did, or what she did. Really, I'm not happy with what Victoria did to my favorite character. So, I don't know if I'll be picking up the 3rd book, or the last book in the series. Really don't. It's really hard. I know the cover just came out for that, and the name, and I think it's called King's Cage. I'm thinking about it, because I really want to know what they do to that. I really want to know what happens in the end. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I don't think I will. At all. I'm just not sure. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. And then the other big disappointment, which this one was like a huge disappointment to me, and that was The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, which is Nicola Yoon's newest book that hasn't come out yet. It's also an advanced reader's copy that I got at BookCon. And I really loved Everything last year when she brought out her debut novel, but this one I did not care for. I did not care for the characters or the plot or the gaps in the chapters, because there's 2 perspectives, which are the 2 main characters, Natasha and Daniel, but when it's not Daniel or Natasha, it's something totally different, like either another character, or like there was one that talks about hair that I was just like, are you kidding me? I just didn't care for it, and I feel bad because a lot of other people really enjoyed it, especially on BookTube, but I just didn't. And then I also feel bad because I really love Nicola Yoon's first book, and I just love Everything. Nicola Yoon is a really nice person. I met her, and she actually signed my books, so I also feel bad because this one's signed. But I just didn't care for this one much. And I gave this a 2.5, because it wasn't awful. Like, Glass Sword, I gave it a 1 star because that was just awful. This one wasn't. I mean, the writing was good, and I tried really hard to like it. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't my cup of tea. Okay, getting off of that subject. So we did The Biggest Disappointment, now it's The Biggest Surprise, and I have Illuminate for that, by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. It took me so long to buy this book. When the minute it came out, everybody was just absolutely raving about it and loving it, and I was just, I wanted it. I wanted to go out and get it and see how I'd like it, but I didn't, because I kept hesitating because I just don't like sci-fi. Like, a lot of the, it's just, you know, I'm not a fan of it much, even though I love Doctor Who and Firefly, and I love the Lunar Chronicles, you know, I just, still in my head, the only thing Like, the only reason I would like a book that has sci-fi in it is for the story. I have to like the story. If I don't really care for like space and spaceships and stuff like that. I don't really care about that. What I care about is the story that's inside of it, and if the story is shit, I won't like it. You know, I would just be like, okay, well, forget that. That did not happen with this. The story was amazing, and the format for this book was just amazing, and I absolutely love this book. I gave this one a 4.5. I think I already said that. And I gave Gemina a 5. And the series is just amazing. And I really want the third book, and I have to wait a whole year. That hurts. Okay, so favorite new author debut or new to you? That would have to be Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I'd have to go with those two because I don't think Amy Kaufman has another one. I'd have to look that up. I don't think so, though. At least I haven't seen anything with her name on it. But Jay Kristoff, I know, wrote the Lotus War series, which I'm thinking about picking that up. I don't know yet, but I definitely want to pick up Nevernight. That looks good. That comes out, I believe, August 9th. So that's another one that's I'm sort of anticipating. I'm not like jonesing for it like I am for the other two ones, but I do want to pick it up and try it because it looks good. And Little Book Owl read it and loved it, so yeah. Alright, so the next one, newest fictional crush. Yeah, number 8 is newest fictional crush. Rysand. I love him. I love him so much. Like, literally, I did not like him at all in the first book. In the first book, like in the very beginning, like when you first see him, I was just like, whatever, I don't care about you, Tamlin's my guy, get out of my face. Okay? Just get out of my face. Then the second half of the story, he was helping Feyre out. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he was helping Feyre, and I was still like, I think you have an ulterior motive. Don't know if you're doing this by the kindness of your heart or whatever. I think you're just trying to get what you want. Don't care for you. Get out of my face. Tamlin's my guy. So then this came out, and I was like really hesitant to pick it up. I was worried I wasn't going to like it because it's all Rysand, you know? And I'm just like, great. So I picked it up. I started reading it. I couldn't stop reading it at all. And I fell in love with Rysand. You actually find out about his story. You actually find out who he is. And I loved him so much. Screw Tamlin now. Rysand's my guy. So yeah. Next one is newest favorite character. I love him so much. He'll probably always be my favorite everything. This book is my favorite everything. This is like my Bible right here. I love it. Okay. Gonna stop talking about that right now. Book that made you cry. Okay, so there's a lot of books that make me cry. I mean, I can pick maybe any book off of these shelves. Not any of them, because there's quite a few that really didn't. But I could pick out quite a few books that made me cry, like most of them. Because I cry, I either cry when I'm happy or when I'm sad. Like, I have happy tears and I have sad tears, you know? I can cry a little or I can ugly cry. There's a few books that have made me ugly cry. And then there's a few books that didn't make me cry at all. I mean, it's really, I know, like, the books that don't make me cry, like, at all, that don't affect me, are awful, and I hate them. 2 examples. I'm sorry. I mean, I just didn't cry. I wasn't affected. This one made me feel something, and this was just rage. I wanted Mare to die so bad. This one didn't make me feel anything. I was just indifferent to, like, everything. I felt bad, but yeah. So, it's not hard to make me cry, but I was trying to think of one that made me ugly cry, and there were a couple that came to mind, like Scorched, and I didn't grab that. By Jennifer Armentrout, which is like a companion or / sequel to Frigid by her, and I really liked Frigid, but Scorched just made me ugly cry. Like, I couldn't breathe half the time. But this one also made me do that, and that is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. The ending was a shock, and it just brought these big fat tears to my eyes. And literally, I had to just put this book down for like an hour so I could just like cry and scream at my pillow. I was crying so hard. And the ending, I wasn't really happy with the ending, but I just love the rest of this book so much that I just didn't care that I didn't like the ending. You know what I mean? I love Adam's writing. I love this character, and I cried so hard. This was a really good book, and I cried really hard. Okay, the next one is Book That Made You Happy. Now again, there's a lot of books that could make me happy. There's plenty. But just one that came to mind really quick was Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This one, like, I was really loving this book, and then I got to the end, and I had this, like, rush of euphoria, or rush of happiness, just burst out of me. It was so good. It was so amazing. Like, throughout this whole book, you're trying to figure out who this one kid, Blue, is, because Simon is conversing with Blue on the internet, and he doesn't know who Blue is, but he knows that Blue goes to his school. They're using code names or nicknames or whatever, so the other won't know who the other is. And so this whole time you're trying to figure out who Blue is. You're just like, okay, is it these characters? So I thought I knew who this kid was. I'm like, great, it's gotta be predictable, and it's gonna be this kid. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. I don't think I'm gonna like the ending if it is. So then I got to the ending, and it wasn't who I thought it was, which was just amazing. I love it when I can't predict. You know, I just love it when there's a twist. And I was just incredibly happy, and I loved the characters. I love their relationship. Like, every time Simon was talking to Blue, whenever they were emailing back and forth, I was just so happy. And then the ending was just amazing. And yeah, this one just really made me happy. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year, or received, but I haven't received any books. So I could go with this one, because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. But I'm not going to, even though I really could. I'm gonna go with The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. This is a gorgeous cover, and I absolutely loved it. I have been thinking about picking this one up for quite a while. When it first came out last year, I wanted to pick it up, but I never did because I just didn't know if I would like it. I wasn't really, the synopsis is just very vague, and I was just like, I don't know, and then I was watching Super Space Chicks channel, because she just raves about this book, and I could have used this for this week's readathon, booktubeathon, for a book you discovered through BookTube. I could have used this. I should have used this. I'm loving the book that I'm reading for that challenge anyway, but I really want to get to this one. It looks really good. And again, Super Space Chick, she just raves about it, and the sequel, I believe, just came out. That's the cover of the sequel. You can also see it here. And also, catnip for fans of Cassandra Clare. I mean, seriously. I swear, if Sarah J. Maas was somewhere on here, I'd just pick it up right now. But yeah, I really want to get to that book. I think it will be soon. There's quite a few books I really want to get to. That's what sucks when you have a full library. You're just like, what book do I read now? Okay, so now there's 2 questions left. The last one that has to do anything about books is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I have my top 16 of 2016, and I still have quite a few that's left on there. 2 that I can't show you because they're holding up my camera is The Darkest Part of the Forest and The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. I need to get to those, and I haven't done that yet. At least I think those are... Yeah, I have it like my little notebook here. Yeah, those two. I haven't gotten to those. I really need to. I've had Coldest Girl and Cold Town for years, and I've not gotten to it yet. And The Darkest Part of the Forest, I bought 2, and I can't remember. A lot of people are raving about it too, and I just haven't picked that up either. I'm like really hesitant to pick up Holly Black because I just have not enjoyed her writing. I've tried picking up a few books of hers before. I've always DNF'd them, so I'm afraid to even try those. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I just need to figure out how. So I have quite a few more. I'm just gonna go through them. I'm not gonna really talk about them. Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Really need to get to that one too. Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I got the UK cover. It's gorgeous, but it's huge. It's massive. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This was on my TBR for last week or the week before. Have not gotten to it yet. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Technically, I had the UK cover for that. I also have that over there. But I feel like I just want to read these because it's like a bigger book and it's not as thick. I just really got to get to this. I know I've like read maybe 100 pages of it and I was really enjoying it, but I put it down for some reason. Never picked it back up. Oh, this one's pissing me off because I really, really want to read this. And that's The Burning Sky by Sherry Thomas. Looks so good. 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. I really need to read this. Plus One by Elizabeth Fama. This isn't the sci-fi one. So this one is like one that I'm like, you know? But it looks good. And it was blurred, it was blurred by Marissa Meyer, who wrote The Lunar Chronicles, which I loved. Oh, it's also blurred right here by her too. Plus One enthralled me from the first sentence. I need to pick this up. And then the last one is really big, and that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I have the hardcover copy of it too, like when they first came out with this cover, and I really love the inside actual hardcover. That's pretty. That's so gorgeous. But I just haven't gotten to this book because, again, with Libba Bray, I really enjoyed Great and Terrible Beauty, the first 2 books in that series, but then the last one really pissed me off, and I've just stayed clear of her series for a while. This one, though, sounded really good, looked good, and the sequel's out. And the sequel was delayed for years. At least if I remember. I swear I've had this one for like 3 or 4 years. I swear. But I'm not entirely sure. You know what? When's the publication date of this? 2012. I've had it ever since it came out. So, 2012. It's 4 years. I need to get to that soon. Okay, so those are all the books I have to get to, and the rest of these are all the books that, just ones that I even really loved or also want to get to. So the last question, actually, is number 14, which is your favorite book community member. And I have quite a number of favorite booktubers. I watch plenty, like Book Rat Misty, Little Book Owl, I love her, A Book Utopia with Sasha, Reagan at Peruse Project. Oh my god, there's so many. Leaning Lights, that's Shannon. Oh my god, I can't think of all of them. Ariel Bassett, Jessica over at Price is Wrong. I love like so many. Like literally, there's so many. But the only one I can like, well, I have to pick a favorite, and I think I'm gonna pick one that's like a newer favorite. And that would be Super Space Chick, and I believe her name is Kristen. She just shares my love of Pokemon Go, Sailor Moon, and Disney, and books to a T. And she did, when she did the Sailor Moon book tag, which I did already, I'll try and link that down below. When she did that, she was in full cosplay, and I was fangirling the whole time. And I have to say, she would be my favorite for right now. So yeah, I'll link her channel and everything down below. But yeah, she's just amazing. And I have so many others, but she's the one I'm gonna go with for this. So yeah, that is my mid-year book freakout tag. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't done this tag and you really want to, I tag you. Go and do it. It's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of books, and I have so many more to put back on my shelf. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy reading!